How did you get your guitar autographed?
I went and saw Rebecca St. James, my ultimate inspiration, in concert and asked her to sign it, and she said that she was honored and wrote a verse with it and she put "Keep Serving Jesus" on it.
So you drug your guitar to the concert?
Yep. Well, when Stephen first was working on the documentary, The Search for the Stand, he came to me and asked me if I was interested in writing anything for it at all, even for the soundtrack. And I wasn't sure at first because it's a story in history, and I've never had to take a story and make it a song before. And I thought, how am I gonna make this haunting? How am I gonna bring a mood to this? And I thought, the more I got to understand Frank Luke's story, I thought there is really something here. This is haunting, and haunting is right up my alley. It's what I love to write, and I thought this is really my opportunity to write something and play something that I love. And after that, everything started flowing, and I was really excited to write it.
Remember what sent you to your grave. Remember your first love and
I had a hard time thinking from what point of view exactly was I going to do it. Of course, my first thought was I'm gonna do this through Frank Luke's eyes, and that didn't work. And then I thought, well, I'll write a story about Frank Luke, and it's almost like I lost the grasp of songwriting, which is feeling. There's a saying, music is what feelings sound like. So I thought, what was going through Frank Luke's mind? What emotion can I take and make this? Because on one hand it's a story, but on the other hand, songs are emotion. So I started researching him a little bit more and learning more about the documentary and Frank Luke's story, and I came across, there wasn't much about it, but there was something to a romance he had with Marie Rapson, and I thought, who can't relate to this anyway? Who can't relate to being in love? This is perfect. And so as soon as I found that and started writing from that point of view, everything just started flowing. I think one of the reasons I chose to write it through Marie Rapson's eyes was because, on one hand, everybody can relate to a romance, everybody can appreciate that, but it was one of those things where they just clicked right away, and it fitted the haunting mood that I needed to present, because people can appreciate a tragic ending, people can appreciate a haunting mood, even the sad aspects of it, and so I guess that's why I went with that. Before we recorded the song, we spent about a year touring and performing in front of live audiences. I had one other guitarist with me, and we both played lead rhythm together, and then at the beginning and the end I had a solo picking part that I did in it, and of course I did vocals, and then we had backup vocals for the chorus too. The song was one of the first 3 in our set for every concert, and it was definitely one of the most important to have in the set, because the music, it defines my style, it defines my style of music, and the audience was very receptive to it. They loved it every time, and we slowly kind of lost the mood of the song, I think, and played it faster than we meant to, and when we finally took it into the recording studio, we realized that it was never meant to be that fast, and it was never really even meant to totally be an acoustic song. We needed cello, we needed violin, we needed an orchestra behind it. And the producer, Jim Webb, the engineer for the song, was able to kind of show us what we wanted. When we told him the mood we wanted, he said, this is what you're missing, you need to slow the song down, you need violin, you need cello, and he was really able to make it come alive. Well, 9 times out of 10 I choose to write on the guitar, and that is mainly because There is no style of music and there is no mood that you can't present with the acoustic guitar. I mean, even on something like the piano, your options are limited to the type of music you can present. And the first thing that comes to mind when you think haunting is piano, but I wanted to do it from with something more unique. And I think trying to present a haunting mood with an acoustic guitar is something that's very rarely done, so that's why I chose it. I really think that all of us gave it our all and that we took our time and we did the best we could.